Hello, and welcome to an overview of Wargame Red Dragon. In this video, I aim to just quickly overview the new features in Wargame Red Dragon and just give you my overall impression of the beta and the new deck building system. So, first off, we've got options. Same rubbish as before. Ain't broke, don't fix it. It's very similar from Airland Battle. Got a profile. All your friends from Airland Battle will be in your Red Dragon friend list if you link your Airland Battle account to your Red Dragon account, which is rather easy to do. You do it right when you make your account for Red Dragon. Go to deck, and we're going to go to Armory, and we want to show you new nations real fast. So underneath NATO, or Blue 4 in this case, we have Anzac, Japan, and South Korea. And for the Red 4, or Pact, we have China and North Korea. And also with these two nations, or two alliances, we have coalitions like Eurocorps, which is France and Germany. We have Scandinavia, so it's Norway, Sweden, Denmark. Generally USA is here. We have Commonwealth, which is United Kingdom, Canada and Anzac. And we've got the Blue Dragons, which is Japan and South Korea. And for the Red 4, we have Eastern Bloc guys, Eastern Bloc of Red 4, Eastern Bloc, so I'm trying to get used to the UI. East Germany, Poland, and Czechoslovakia, and the Red Dragons of China and North Korea. Also, you can easily filter out different things that you want to find. You can filter out from different types of traits and rows, so on and so forth. Also, the whole statistics of units is a lot more clearer. For example, it basically just tells you the base accuracy of every single gun. So it says 45% base accuracy, and then it has a 20% stabilizer accuracy. It tells you if unit is amphibious or not, because now units can cross little rivers and ford over rivers now. And yeah, it's a lot more better unit statistics. You can also compare units together quite easily. And yeah, also another quick thing, armor values now go over 20 for tanks. So you can have a tank that has 22 frontal armor, which is brand new because the year goes like the 90s, meaning that equipment will be more upgraded. So let's get out of here. And let's build ourselves a deck. So we're going to make a Blue 4. Let's make it a Blue Dragons deck. So because this is a coalition, we have all the prototype units for Japan and South Korea unlocked, and we can only play Japan and South Korea, and we get 1% availability for all units. I think that's a bit bugged. I think it's going to be something different, because if I do like a UK deck, just a national UK deck, it's still 1% availability, so not really much of an advantage. And types, you can do the whole motorized, armored support, marine, mechanized, airborne. And they give you a little bit different bonuses, like for example, if I make a support deck, I have plus 1 XP for all support units, and I get plus 4 slots available for support and logistics. And the whole slot thing's different. For example, this is a bog standard USA deck, and as you can see, for everything from logistics to planes, I only get 5 slots per thing. Right, beforehand in Airland Battle, just a normal deck, you can have up to the full 9. But if I go to my USA Armored deck, indicated with the Armored single, as you see, it goes all the way up to 9, and everything past 5 is only 1 activation point. So instead of just from Airland Battle, where it's like, okay, you can only use like support type units, but we're gonna limit your vehicles, so you can only have like 3 slots of vehicles. Instead, they don't limit anything at all, except for the type. And they just give you a heck of a lot more slots, because now I can just fit in a crap ton of tanks. And all these tanks are going to be highly eliteed, which makes them quite good. So let's actually go and make a deck. Select bonus, Blue Dragons. We want to go to Marine, because this is focus on naval play. You can change your errors, and if I make an 85 deck, I can get plus 5 activation points, and an 80s deck to give me plus 10, no 75, it only goes from 80 to 85 to 86 and above. So let's make his blue, bloody hell, blue dragons. And let's create. Let's go to logistics. Let's just plop some random stuff down. Command helicopter, FOB, supply trucks, yeah. Some units. We've got Japan and South Korea here. So a bunch of weird names. Also like to note how infantry and vehicle availability works. So if I get these guys, it takes away one from the Gong Bayong. I can't pronounce it. But these flamethrower infantry here moves their availability by one. But the KM900, that also removes the KM900 availability. So no more of having decks, it's just like all BTR 960s or all BMPs. You are very limited in your vehicle. So if I take an LVTP here, these Haeboom 90s can only have one more LVTP. And if there's no more actual vehicles as used from, I can't actually pick him. Also like to note, you have infantry. There's like a normal version of the infantry, like there's this 75 version, but then there's also the 90s version. And the 90s version usually has better equipment that makes them an awful lot better, but you can only get them, of course, you know, 1986 and plus decks. So let's just get some rubbish in here. Work in progress stuff, so not all the models are done. Still closed beta. Tanks, let's just get some real rubbish tanks up in here. Yeah, a lot more activation points. You get up to 60 now, and 60 is like the base, so there's no more weird like 37, 41. It's 60, 65, and 70. So a bit more rounded numbers. Helicopters, and let's just get some air units. And we have a new category, which is marine or maritime. Now, the thing you may notice is that you get the 4 slots, and there's no activation point cost to using them. So you can feel free to use them up in every single one of your decks, but you're going to be getting ships, like these Fremantle, which are more coastal, faster ships, or you can get this big deep sea command ship, which is like a destroyer meant for capturing CV areas in the sea. But you don't just get ships, you can get airplanes, but usually these airplanes are sad, so this is an American intruder, but I'm playing a coalition deck, but because this is under just a NATO, NATO category, I can use it. So you can use American and different types and different nations helicopters and stuff, so you can get a little bit of flavour. But usually the helicopters and planes underneath here only have anti-ship missiles, so they're only really good for killing ships. But you can get your nation's marine units, so because we're playing a marine deck, we can just fill this up with marine units. But let's say we're just playing a normal deck, we can fill this up with marine units. So it's a good balance of, do you want a bunch of free marine units for land play, or do you want to get a bunch of ships and a bunch of like imported American and French anti-ship planes and anti-ship helicopters to try dominate the naval aspects, which makes it quite cool. So let's just save this monstrosity of a deck, and let's just create a private multiplayer match. Go to private, change the game name, but you can also do constraints in your lobby, so only people, so if we make it coalition only, you can only play with coalitions. You can make it so people can only play armoured or support decks, whatnot, and you can also constrain the air. But we're not going to do any of that jazz. Okay, private 1v1, and first off, it shows the actual map of the map now, instead of just this weird picture of just some A6 flying over from our land battle. But now it actually shows you the map, it shows you all the command catch points, and if I change select to destruction, they actually change accordingly, which is pretty cool. You have the game modes of destruction, economy, and conquest. So all of them back except for no siege. No siege in this one at the moment. I doubt they'll be bringing it back. It was pretty one-sided and not many people really liked it. But anyway, you can just do land maps. Like for example, if I choose this map, the maritime or marine category will not be available, so you can only use your logistics of planes. But if I choose maps that have this red and blue like flag on it, I think that's meant to be a tide and like the sea going over the tide. Then you can use your maritime units that will actually come. So make it private. You can do an awful lot more starting points now. Time limit, same as before, but you can also change the income rate. So I can make it so you can get no income whatsoever, or you can get very high 10-point income. And let's do that. So let's go to Blue Dragons, and let's just launch a map. Launching, let's do a loading screen. First off, new maps. See, it's an awful lot different as we are in Asia and no longer in the Kansas of Scandinavia, where it was all just really flat and boring land. The maps look really cool. See, terrain's quite different types of forest with a lot more different types of trees. Got rivers going down here, and through these rivers you can cross amphibious units over them, or you could send little river patrol boats down them, but I don't think my deck has any river patrol boats. But anyway, let's get some command ships, and the ships with little command style can be used to capture these areas with little command things. So this game's a little bit of a balance between naval and land, which is what they're trying to do. But these guys don't take up any activation points, so it doesn't interfere too much with your land game. Let's just get a bunch of rubbish. Oh, these guys actually come in boats. So as you see, these guys actually come in boats, so you can only deploy them on the sea. Get some tanks, and let's hit launch. So I can hit unload, and these guys will fly. Not fly, but they will drive. No, they will sail over here, and they do an amphibious landing. They unload, and look, the units do come out. So you can do little, like, you can reenact D-Day now with amphibious assaults. And as you see, all these guys will cluster up. And I believe you can just use them as meat shields afterward, pick the guys back up, so on and so forth. So pretty cool ideas. So I could, for example, these artillery guys, I could maybe sail them all the way over here and do some short range bombardment. So the water does allow you to do some sneaky play. You can capture areas in the sea where there's have no ship stopped. Also, you have a little unit view cam now. It's still very work in progress. You can't see the environment around the ship, but it's just an active feed of the ship. So if I hit like T and tell it to fire, you see it gun will actually fire in the little unit view and actual game. And yeah, this is really Red Dragon in a nutshell. It's pretty cool at the moment. There's some nice UI features, and I'm looking forward to seeing a new metagame that does appear, because naval aspects will just make everyone's head blow up, like how planes change all the EE, European escalations, players' playstyle, because no one really knew how to counter, well, like, I don't know what I'm going on about. But anyway, this has been just a quick overview of Wargame Red Dragon. Hope you guys haven't gotten into the beta, managed to learn a few things and just understand the premise of the game and how a lot of the new mechanics work, especially with deck building. You can expect to see me doing some more videos on Red Dragon. And yeah, take it easy, goodbye.